Hello and welcome to Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. I am one of your hosts, Jack Nedley Thompson, and as always and as usual, I'm joined by my platonic husband, Kristian Lasham.
So I had my hair cut, and no one's commented on it. By no one, I mean you. And
if it makes you feel any better, I did notice.
Oh, that does make me feel better, actually. Yeah. It's not quite sitting right today, but yeah, I went for something different. So basically, my parting is here. And then I have quite a receding hairline. You see? I know it's quite a fair way back. And I always try and hide it by getting them to like take this bit of hair and put it across. And it never works because then this hair gets a bit long and it just falls here and it looks stupid. And I've got this little thing and I'm always fine with it. So I was like, should we just embrace the fact that the parting's here and like cut this side and then just make this side part of it? And the guy's like, yeah, I think that's a great idea. We should absolutely stop trying to fight with your hair and just let it do its thing. And I'm much happier with it. So thank you, Hannah. Hannah says nice hair. I mean, I haven't done much to it. I mean, the other day it looked better because there was product in it and stuff. But it's better than what it normally looks. That's a forehead. Yep.
It is. I'm just trying to work out where my hairline.
Do you know what I've just realised about you?
What?
If you were to grow your hair back and have it like, grow your hair long and have it back, that suits your face shape quite well. Oh, thanks, Hannah.
I can't tell I can't see where my hair is, to be fair. I can't tell if it's receding on it.
I reckon if you were to properly grow your hair out and then have it long and tied back, and then you could do that thing where you take it out of the ponytail and let it down and do like the swishy swish, and I'd want you even more.
There are
actually, yeah, don't do that. The homoerotic nature of this show is already unnecessarily charged. Let's not.
There are a few things that I would never ever do in my life. That's growing my hair. One of them is growing my hair long.
Well, what's wrong with long hair?
I don't like long hair.
Oh, right.
On guys, I just don't like it.
I see. You
also,
turf.
That depends on your definition of guy. And also, no, because that's trans-exclusionary radical feminist.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Yeah. I hate hair touching my ears.
That I understand, yeah, because I find that uncomfortable.
I hate it. Obviously, that would be undone by tying it back.
Yeah,
but also,
no, I understand.
I'm not willing to go through the
effort of tying your hair back.
No, the stage before it's long.
The bob? Yeah, fair.
The don't go near a school.
Yeah, I know the one.
Especially considering my hair is so thick, it doesn't actually move. I'm pretty convinced that it will just continue to grow up at all points.
What you could do, though, if you did decide to go down that route of growing the hair, when you do get to that stage, you could really hammer it home and just shave your face and not your neck. And just really hammer home that kind of look for a while. I mean, embrace it.
How I live my life is pretty much pretty
That's true.
beardy.
Yeah. But
I'm on an upper level, not a basement. I've gone up in the world, literally.
And you do spend less time like arguing on the internet.
That's true. That's sweeter than I remember from earlier this afternoon. Christ. Yeah, I don't really argue with people on the internet because I can't be bothered. I would love to. The amount of times I've been tempted to just create an anonymous account and just start calling people cunts left, right, and centre. Like, shut the fuck up, you stupid. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Some of the nonsense I see.
Like the people that are angry about Maria in this show.
Yes, those people. Like,
that's not Maria. That's a horse. That would be a fair complaint. I think if it was that they've made Maria a literal horse, fair enough. Why you might have umbrage.
Well, I would understand that complaint, but I just noticed which called us handsome. Oh.
I need to shave my face actually.
I need to shave the rest of my life away.
I wondered where the fuck you were going.
I need to shave my ass.
And I was like, well, we know what we're doing on Goes Rogue.
Join us live on OnlyFans.
Anyway,
episode 6 of The Last of Us happened.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Pretty good. I had a pretty good time. It's weird because I've found it harder, I should say, to be on board with some of the more arbitrary changes in this episode. Not because they're bad, just because I keep thinking I don't understand why you needed to make that change. But everything they changed still worked, got the same results, got the same effect. There's only one thing I think was missing, which I will get to when we go into spoiler area. But overall, I think there was some real good shit. I had a well up at one point, so it did its job there, and I had a good time.
I agree. I think this is the best episode.
Yeah, no, I think this has been the best one so far. Absolutely. Like the problems I have are bad. They're not even really problems. They're more questions. Like I've listened to the podcast on it and stuff, and the questions haven't really been answered. So there's been certain things I've just been like, I don't understand why you felt this needed to change. And I'd just like to know, out of curiosity more than anything, because it's not even that the changes didn't work, because they did. I think it did work, and you got to the same results in the same place in the same moments. But there was some of them, as one in particular, I think we'll get to. I don't understand why you took that out. I just don't understand why you changed the way that went. But yeah,
this is fair. No, I think it was the best episode. It was the second episode that focused on Joel and Ellie, which is fucking obscene.
But it's what we've said though. When you focus on those characters, it becomes real fucking good.
It's where it's good
because that's what's good about the game. It's those characters.
Yep. And the rest of it is nonsense. The last 2 episodes have essentially been bollocks from just utter wastes of time. Episode 3 had nothing to do with them as well. Episode 2 was the only one that had to do with Joel and Ellie. Between now and then, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, I thought it was really good. The changes, again, as I've been saying, I don't really mind the changes, providing we're still getting the story that we want. The story that is.
No, with this one, I don't mind. It is purely a case of curiosity. It's purely a case of I just don't understand. It worked so well initially. I don't understand why you felt the need to change it, because a lot of the things they've changed, I don't see what problem they're solving by changing it. So that's more my thing. Yeah,
and then. But the reason, anyway, sorry.
Sorry, that's my fault. I interrupted you. Sorry.
Cut me off there.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't mind the changes when they're still getting this story that we want out of it, but it's when they're just adding and changing shit to completely derail it that I've had a problem with it so far. And on the way to Ant-Man, I had a discussion about all of this as well. I was like, and they was like, "Oh, it was really good, but we do care." I was like, "Why do we care? Why tell me why you care about what was going on in any of these scenes?" Well, exactly. We don't know why. You don't know why you care, because you don't. You fucking don't. You're a liar. There are 2 types of people in this world: those who agree with me and liars.
Another T-shirt idea.
And I just thought it was excellent. And got a lot of Tommy. There was one thing I would we'll get to in spoiler territory that I didn't have a problem with. I don't think it took anything away, but I was just like, why seems like an odd addition. Like I don't know why this is the game had a perfectly good reason. The game had a perfectly good reason in it. So why have we changed the reason? We'll get there in spoilers, but fuck it, spoilers. His reason, seemingly, to pass Ellie off onto Tommy was he was having panic attacks?
Well, no, I think the reason is the same thing of that he's scared of losing her. So he'd rather let her go than lose her, which is what the thing is in the game as well. I don't want to lose her, so you need to take her, because it's easier for me to pass her on and let her go than it is have her taken away from me. I think what they were doing with the panic attacks was just that because you haven't had the same amount of time in the game that you've had with them, they had to find a different way of showing you how much he's struggling and how scared he is.
I didn't buy it.
That's fair.
Because
I don't think they needed to do it. I think they could have not done the panic attack things and it still would have had the same...
I actually feel it completely undermined it. In the game, they essentially explicitly tell you that it was Sarah is the reason he doesn't he wants to hand off. But they just started out of the blue giving him panic attacks, and then I imagine we're never going to see them again.
No, probably not.
And during our MCU movie,
we had this complaint with
I've had this complaint with many things. I hate this idea of just bringing up mental issues that just disappear with no fucking nothing whatsoever, and that kind of I was like, I felt like this kind of undermined everything.
Yeah, I think they
but-
could have done the exact same thing, take the panic attacks out, and still have it the same otherwise, and it would have had the same. We would have got the same thing. We would have still understood and bought. Like even the scene where he comes out and he thinks he's seen his daughter. That bit could have stayed in. Just take the panic attack side of it out, and that would have like.
Yep.
We would have got it, and you get all the dialogue around it, and you get the you get the scene with Maria and Ellie, and Maria telling Ellie about Sarah. So we get the information. At the same time, we really get the information in the game to put together of how he's feeling and why. So we would have got there. So yeah, I don't think they needed to do that either. I don't think it was a big problem, but I get what you're saying.
No, I don't think it was a big problem either. Like as I said, it's just weird. But
yeah. Well, my weird thing was, I actually didn't like in the game Ellie runs away.
Mm-hmm.
In this, she doesn't. She just goes back and sits in his house and waits for Joel to come home. I think Ellie running away is far more fucking impactful. I think her running off is a bigger impact. And within the game, at least, because you're playing it from Joe's perspective, I remember when I first played it, the bit when you realise Ellie runs away, I remember being like, fuck, shit. Like, fucking Ellie's run off? Fuck, we need to go fucking find Ellie. Like, because I think the game does a really good job at putting you in Joel's position throughout it. Of, like, for me, when I played that game for the first time, and even later, but, like, my big thing I kept saying about it was I cared for Ellie, and I felt like I needed to protect Ellie. I think the game did that really well. So, Ellie running away, I think, is then really puts Joel in that position of, like, I need to go fucking get her. I need to go get her. Which I think, again, becomes important later on. To have that moment, and then have that moment amplified later. So I think taking that out, personally, was just like, this bit feels a little bit less impactful. Would have been nice to see her run off and have him fucking shit himself and go, I need to fucking go get her. And then that would also, for Tommy, help Tommy in putting it together and realising and going, all right, I see why you're struggling here. I get it.
that is why he agrees, isn't it?
Yes, in the game, that is why he agrees to do it. And then they sort of decide not to, because then Joel realises, no. Which is what happens, same thing here, after he talks to her and they have her argument, which, by the way, I think that scene was excellent in this. I thought it was really good.
Again, it's one of those scenes for me where it's hard for me to take it in for the quality that it is, because I personally think the game did it 10 times better.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the case of judging the individual performances, as we said the other week, isn't it? Yeah.
Obviously, the performances are great, but obviously...
I know what you mean.
Again, we're getting a verbatim... We've had many of these.
Yeah.
We're getting a verbatim scene that we've had before, and I think the one that
it's like listening to a cover.
Yeah. Sometimes they're better, sometimes they're not.
But a lot of the time, if you know the song, like, I find, you know a song... Like, if there's a cover song, the one that you attach yourself to more is the one you first heard.
Mm-hmm.
So if you first heard the original, you hear a cover and you go, not quite as good as the original. Or if the first one you hear is a cover, you often hear original and go, the cover's better. Like, in my experience anyway, at least, that tends to be the way it goes.
There's a pop song and then there's a heavy cover of the pop song, in which case I go, the heavy one's better.
Yeah, there's exceptions to the rule. But I think there's a similar thing here. Like, we know and we love these moments. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So that just happens. That's neither here nor there. But that's interesting, because I don't think it took away anything. Not having to run away.
It's not even that it took anything away. I just think that moment is so important for me, like, when I play it.
You literally said it was less impactful, therefore it took away impact.
Fair point. I mean, but it doesn't take any particular moments away. I just think that it doesn't take any particular moments away. I think it is more impactful, though, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it hits harder. See? Hannah's got a point about the cover there.
I didn't know that.
1985 for Bowling for Soup. That's a cover.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Not even fucking kidding. It's a cover.
I have less respect for them.
But I'll show you later.
It's one of their biggest songs.
Yeah, I'll show you later. Bowling for Soup's one's better. Better than the original.
They
also rewrote the lyrics to be a bit more, because of the references of the newer bands and stuff.
But they've also rewritten it to be like 2000.
Yeah, they did.
Or whatever. Something, and they start singing about Snapchat. I was out.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, I think the difficulty comes from it's not from Joel's perspective. The show isn't from Joel's perspective.
Yeah.
You'll be in that moment. You'll be getting Ellie's perspective as well. So it's kind of does take a little.
Yeah,
bit.
I mean, it
So
definitely
that would take away from it.
will definitely still work.
I actually think the missing thing that I think could have a bigger impact and bigger thing from the story for me was the photo.
Yeah, good
There is
point.
no photo in this. In the game, Tommy tries to give Joel a photo of Joel and Sarah that he's had with him for the last 20 years.
Joel wants nothing to do with it.
Joel
in the
wants
game.
absolutely nothing to do with it.
He's almost pissed off it was offered to him. So
Yeah.
why the fuck are you reminding me of that? Why are you showing me that?
And then, spoilers, it's clearly not going to happen now. Oh, it might do, though. It still could.
Well, still good.
Fine, fuck it. I don't care. Potential spoilers for the show. Probably not, because they didn't set it up. They set it up in the game. But it could still happen, technically. So potential spoilers for probably episode 9. Later in the game, Ellie gives
it to
photo,
him, yeah.
Because
There-
she took it from Maria.
If that was to happen in this, it would be odd because it hasn't been set up.
She could always just say, I stole it from Maria.
She could do, yeah. But we've never even seen a photo.
No,
so
I
it would
know,
just be
yeah.
a weird...
Well, there
Where'd
were
you get that
photos in
from?
the house.
Yeah, I
and
suppose.
And that's where that photo was from.
Yeah.
You do see it at the very, very beginning of the game. I do doubt it will happen. But that is one of the... Because that is one of the biggest, like, definitive moments. Because he takes it.
He takes it and then talks to her about Sarah.
Yeah.
And that's the point in the game when you go, he's accepted now this relationship they have. He's finally accepted. They've both accepted it because now they're able
And
to
it's going to be
talk
the
each other.
events of episode 8 that do that.
Yeah.
It is in the game.
Yes.
That really fucking cement. There's a very important bit.
Yeah,
in that, which I feel like they have to do.
yeah.
I'm interested to see how they do it.
I'm nervous about the next few episodes because the big moments are coming, and it's like, I mean,
Yeah,
we've had one of the moments I was nervous about in this one, and you know, I get what you're saying about the whole. I think Troy Baker and Ashley's performance was better.
That's just I don't think their performance was bad by any
No, I
stretch
know.
of the imagination. And I feel like
I thought that scene was excellent. I really liked it. I liked
the one thing I found really weird was obviously the
lines are a little bit
shove.
different.
Well, it was mirrored again, and the fucking except for you was it improvised?
so it feels weird
to see it copied.
Yeah, sorry, just for the context there. So the line that she says is, everyone I ever loved or cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. And they talk about, and we've known this for a while, you know, it's been for a while, that line in that way was actually improvised by Ashley Johnson on set. And they'd shot it a couple of times and it wasn't working. And they took a break because the line was originally just everyone except for you. Because everyone fucking except for you isn't correct English. That is not how you... It's not correct.
No, it's not, but it's how you would frustratingly speak.
How you'd frustratingly speak.
You throw a
fucking anywhere.
Yeah.
And it was after a break, and then he could never get it to work, and Ashley Johnson improvised and changed it to that, and improvised the shove and the line, and then they went, oh yeah, okay, we got it now. So it feels more natural, because it was said naturally. Now we know it's obviously a copy of a thing, it does feel weird. But I do think Bella Ramsey nailed it. Personally, I think she nailed it, because...
I was going along for long as... And then I just looked like a weirdo sitting at home saying you're treading on mighty thin ice here. I was like, what are you doing? Say the thing!
But the other part of it, of like you're right, you're not my daughter, and I sure as hell ain't your dad. All of that stuff, man, like that's probably my favourite moment of the game. Because there's so much emotion in there. There's such an important part for each character, and it's the bit that gets me every time I play it. Like, Sarah's thing's sad. What happens towards the end of the game is sad. These other moments are sad. Sam and Henry is traumatizing. But that's the bit that every single time I play this game actually fully gets me. Like, and watching it in the show, it got me. And then when I listened to the podcast, they played an audio clip from it, and even that got me. I was like, this fucking game, man. This fucking thing. Like, it just... I don't know what it is about it. There's something about that for me just properly hits me. And I think they did a really good job of it in this. I bought it entirely, and I liked the little touches of that she was sat in the corner reading the diary and wearing the same coat and stuff like that. I enjoyed that a lot.
I knew she wasn't going to run away very early on, because obviously she comes out of the shower. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
That's the bedroom that's going to fuck me up later.
Yeah. Yes. I had the same thing.
I was like, oh no!
Yeah, I like that we saw the time of her and Maria. I actually really like that. I think that was really good to have that time together and see what their conversations are.
Yep.
I think that's also really important for Ellie, because Ellie is like, properly defending Joel in that scenario.
Yeah, and it's like future stuff is going to have a lot more Maria.
Yep. But I think I think Ellie really defending Joel in that thing is a really important thing to see. Of like, she's like, I fucking trust this guy. Like, and don't fucking sit here and tell me I shouldn't. Fuck you. I don't know you. Which is Ellie. That's Ellie. Ellie's character's always been, fuck you, man. Like, I don't fucking know who you are. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me like that. So seeing that here, I think, was really, really good. What did you think about the little potential teaser cameo?
Oh, yeah.
From a future character.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I like it.
Did she look young, like real young?
She looked a bit young, but then obviously Ellie's 14, so they are supposed to be.
But I mean,
she did look young.
She looked like 9.
Yeah.
But
have you seen the thing where in The Last of Us Part 2, so minor future spoilers here, there's a bit in this show where there's someone watching her eat and she shouts at her. That character is seemingly Dina, who is an important character in The Last of Us Part 2. There is a line in The Last of Us Part 2 and they're talking to each other.
Where they talk about how they met.
And she's like, I remember watching you eating food thinking, who's this girl eating all my food or something like that. And it was like, okay, I like that. That's the kind of little Easter egg I really like. Subtle little setup for the next season and a nice little thing for the fans, little nod for the fans. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get things like that all the time. There is a moment in Part 2 where this is spoiled for the game. I highly doubt it will be in the show. It's just a wandering on side piece of conversation where they're talking about her and Joel are going to go watch a movie.
Yes.
That evening, and they asked, someone asked what movie it is, and it's the movie that Joel and Sarah actually watch. In the first episode.
Because she says one of Joel's favourites or something. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
Little things like that, and obviously the comics, the comic that they were talking about in last episode was Savage Starlight. That's a big collectible that you can get throughout the first game, and there's also stuff like that, which is really cool. Really cool. I like little things like that. And obviously they wear a lot of the same clothes that they wear in the video game, and it's all good fun, and I like this stuff.
So obviously They bump into Tommy. They have a lot of stuff with Tommy and Maria, and they have their falling out because I also really enjoyed the scene of Joel in the barn talking to Tommy and just fucking like crying and opening up to him. It's different how we get it in the game, but I actually really liked it. It was really nice to see that vulnerable side of Joel.
Kind of style of conversation they don't have until the beginning of Part 2, do they?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it's meant to be like a follow up of what happened, as opposed to.
But I really liked him just being like honest and devastated and like I can't fucking do this, and I can relate to that kind of feeling, so I get it, and I really enjoyed all that.
I do enjoy that they've grounded him in the fact that he's 56.
Yeah,
like in the game it is a bit absurd.
He's a bit of a superhero. Yeah. But that's because it's a game.
Yeah, of course you can't have a limp and problems. He actually has absurd hearing. You can take pills to upgrade your hearing.
I think you can do that in real life, to be fair.
I don't think you can take drugs that improve your hearing.
You can take drugs that alert your senses, or like heighten your senses. Or make you hyper alert.
If I take enough of them, will I become Daredevil?
No, dead.
There's 2 D's in it.
There's
an E and an A in
I'll
there
put
as well.
2 D's in it if you want.
Oh, father. I like the fact that it's just that I nearly lost it because I was deaf. Essentially, like I nearly died because I couldn't hear him. I wasn't fast enough, and she had to shoot him in order to hear him. And so, I like the fact that they've actually made him a human as opposed to the superhero that kills hundreds of people throughout their journey. I am both excited and very nervous about the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, very. I'm the exact same.
Potentially the next 3 episodes. But in particular, episode 8 is what I'm nervous about. I think episode 7, they're probably going to do all right. Probably going to do fine.
Well, episode 7 is called Left Behind.
Yes, it doesn't seem they have much wiggle room to drift off.
Yeah, it's based on the DLC. As you say, it's less wiggle room, and also I'm less invested in the DLC. So from my point of view, I kind of don't really care what they do because I'm less invested in the the core moments that have to happen in that still have to happen. So they can't really
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They have less wiggle room to deviate, because in theory there should only be 2 people.
Yes.
Next episode, and we will see. But just realised technically I've done spoilers because I just mentioned in part 2 where they were watching a movie with Joel.
Yeah, but everyone knows it's in part 2.
Yeah, I know everyone knows he's not going to.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah. But it's episode 8. That I feel like they have a lot of potential to just fuck off here, and that's
the one I'm really worried about.
I'm certain they're going to spend most of the episode away from them.
Yeah,
which I think is a fucking stupid idea.
Another thing they do in this episode I really like. At the beginning of the episode, talking to the guys in the cabin, does the whole tell me where this is on the map, and it better be the same as your wife. I like that that's in there. And that'll be Rich will know what we're talking about.
That woman.
I like that woman as well. It's fucking funny. It's like, they're Firefly people.
We moved all the way out here. I didn't want to do that. You made him soup? He's got a kid. Like, yeah. I just love that. You made him soup? Yeah. Here's a gun and a child. Why wouldn't I make him soup? Oh, it's like, where's your gun? It's over there. I just love them.
Complete nonchalant, don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Like,
we're fine. I'm pretty certain we're going to make it out.
I think there was also probably an element of the, even if we don't, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. What am I going to be losing out on this fucking world you've got us in? But yeah, I like that little setup for some things later on.
I like the hydroelectric plant as well. Mm-hmm. I kind of like the way they turn that conversation around a little bit. It makes so this makes electricity. Yeah, don't ask me how. I don't. Whereas in the game, it's more Ellie asking what this is.
Yeah,
it's like, it makes electricity. How? I know how it works. I know what it does. I don't know how it does it. But I just like that. Don't ask me how. I have no idea. But you could have made something up. I would have believed you.
Yeah.
Or, well, damn, you'll know.
I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah, it's good.
You know, damn.
See, so what I like, they did this like the 3 months later, and there was clearly like time has passed, and it was showing that their relationship has grown, and they're bonding more, and they're chatting, and they're joking, and they get it.
We didn't get the rabbit, although they wouldn't be here anyway.
There was a hint to the rabbit. There was a hint to a rabbit, because the first thing that it's not in this part, but there is a hint to it, because the first thing you see is he's carrying a rabbit. There's the guy's just shot, and he hangs it up outside his door.
That's true.
There's a hint to it.
That's true, but yeah. Just need a.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very niche joke.
Those that know. But I also like, once you have all the moment with them and they have their kind of fight and their moment, and I enjoy the next morning and he's getting ready to go with Tommy. He's just doing the horse. I like the. I feel like you should get a choice. And she's just like, yep, cool. Yeah, doesn't even question it. Doesn't want an apology. Doesn't need an explanation. Doesn't care. Because she's like, yeah, cool. Joel's back. That's all I wanted. Like, just want to go and do it with Joel. But I also really like, considering what we know happens later, this idea of, I feel like you should have a choice. I think that was really clever. I think that was a really nice, clever little bit of writing. I'm sure that's intentional.
Yeah, probably was. It could mean something terrible in terms of writing is about to happen, and we would all be very angry. But I don't think that is.
No. But then when they do go off together, their relationship then at that point is just like they've accepted each other, like on the back of the horse, and she's just like cuddling up to him, and it's just like they get it, like they've accepted. They've accepted where they are in this. So Hannah says, I thought they got a horse each.
Thought they'd get a horse.
I thought they'd get a horse each. Yeah, they just take the one horse.
Oh, wow. No. What she means grammatically is that I thought they'd have gotten a horse each.
I see. I thought they'd have got a horse each. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, it's weird they only took one horse, but hey, whatever. It works.
Maybe Ellie doesn't know how to ride a horse.
Maybe. She does in the game, because she fucks off on one.
That's true.
Because they make a whole thing about it. She's like, yeah, I know how to ride a horse. We've learned that back at the Fedra camp or whatever, or the Fireflies. Any which way. But their relationship there, once they're then off, just chatting.
Less mouths to feed on the road.
But they're just chatting, joking. You get all the stuff there about, like, what did you really want to do? And he was, I wanted to be a country singer, or whatever it is. And, like, I liked all of that stuff. It's similar to the, when we get out of this, I'll teach you how to play guitar and all that kind of thing.
That's way later.
This is a similar kind of line, though, and
they're both in the game. Is what I mean.
I really enjoyed all of that. And when they get to the fucking university with the monkeys, first time seeing a monkey, all stuff from the game, and really good moments from the game, and
obviously you kind of lose the impact in a TV show to have another bloater here.
Yes.
But in the game, you go around the corner, you're like, oh, fuck.
I still like that there's not been loads of infected. I really like there's not been loads. I like that they haven't run into any more infected. I really like that. Like, they're scared they're going to run infected. There's points, at least it's not clickers in here.
I do and don't, because there isn't a huge amount of opportunity left for them to.
But as we said before, they're not the focus. And I think there's only so many.
They've only encountered like 2.
Yeah, but I think there's only so many sort of action scenes you can do with them. There's only so many action scenes you can do with them, and it's just the same thing. In a game, it works because of the nature of the game. I think they'll probably get.
But they haven't.
I imagine in a game, be like, oh, more clickers. Oh, yeah, another clicker. Oh, another. As you say, the impact. Oh, another bloater. Like, it's just not.
I'm not saying do another bloater, but I mean, like, have they had?
Hannah's right. She did ride a horse earlier in the episode when they got captured. You're correct. She's riding her whole horse. Her whole horse? Her own horse back.
From where?
When they get captured on the edge of the lake and then they all go together to Jackson, she's riding a horse.
Is she?
Yeah. You're right. She did.
Cool. I believe you. I just don't remember that at all.
I have stuff like that all the time where it's like, I believe you. Don't remember. And I believe you because I don't remember. But it's weird I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
What we were talking about Ant-Man the other day, there was something you said. I was like, I don't remember that. I totally believe that was the case, but I do not remember it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but they... So, I agree, it's a cop-out, but they have established why this nonsense is a thing. Fucking uni. Oh, yeah, I know, but all they've really done is they had a bit of a scuffle with 2 clickers, and then they had the horse.
Next episode, though. Next episode will be infected. Has to be.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's coming.
That's true. My only thing that I think is missing is the fact that we haven't really had Joel be violent.
No. But
there's opportunity.
Yes.
I think they're going to fuck that episode.
I'm worried about it.
I am certain.
See, my feeling is that it will be we'll see a turn, like the most violent we've seen him, and it will be oh shit, because we haven't seen him like that since the beginning, the first episode. Since the end of the first episode was the last time we would have seen him like that. So I'm hoping what they're going for is that it
then presents some shock value.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping they're going for.
But I'm certain they're going to fuck that episode up.
I share the same concern. Yeah, I share the same concern. I'm being hopeful, but I do share the same concern.
Given how they've approached this show, I'm certain they're going to fuck that episode up.
What about the change to Joel's injury? What do you think about that?
I thought it was fine.
When it happened, I actually went, that makes sense.
Yeah,
because it's harder to buy the rusty rebar that completely runs you through is something you'd survive in this world.
By falling a story onto it, not even just like being stabbed with it. He falls a story, if not a big story as well. Yeah. It's like
there's probably a couple of stories, isn't it? Let's be honest.
He's falling from an upper level into a main lobby, so it's not like here to there. It's tall. There's a couple of stories for sure onto a rusty bit of rebar. So even
that completely runs you through.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Back to front, just impaled.
Yeah. A baseball bat that stabs you a bit. I buy you'd survive that more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not well. Like, it'd be a rough time.
No, and we've seen he is having a rough time. Yeah. But no, I think that's absolutely fine because I think it's more believable that he would.
And I think they dealt with the whole like Eddie's reaction to it, just like Joel fucking like, I fucking need you. You need to get up, and you need to fucking get up, and I need you.
Because that's just all she says is Joel in a panic voice, and it cuts to black in the game. So I do enjoy how that ended. I just think it's more believable that this would fuck you up.
Yeah,
this would absolutely fuck you up, especially in a world where you don't have. Wasn't it a knife? It looked like
it's the bit of the baseball bat that breaks off because he goes to hit Joel. It breaks on the tree behind him.
Yeah,
it
definitely looked like a baseball bat.
Yeah, it's like a splintered handle.
So that's not a clean thing to be stabbed by.
No.
You don't have clean...
Splintery as fuck as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, and you don't have the ability to get it clean. Splinters can get infected very easily. So obviously, and the infection is essentially the problem at that point. And it was... The game played it off in the same way, that it was the infection that was the problem, as opposed to the fact that he's been literally stabbed through, as you say. Which... I'd argue both are the problem at that point.
Yes. Yes.
But
He'd be like the Jelly Man.
yes. He now has holes. But yeah, no, I liked it. I liked. I think this episode probably, I think probably the best episode. And it, judging. Oh God, I'm so worried, so concerned about episode 8 and 10. There is no 10.
Yeah,
and 9.
I'd be concerned about episode 10 considering it doesn't exist.
And yeah, and there's a bit of 9 that I'm considering about as well, because
I mean, I do share these concerns, but where we're at, I think they've gotten to the same place so far. Mm-hmm. And I've still thoroughly enjoyed the ride. Been really enjoying seeing it unfold. There's some stuff I think they've done brilliantly. There's some stuff I don't, but it still worked. So yeah, I share the concerns, but I'm kind of, there's a part of me which is confident that it will still come out okay. And I think most importantly, on a global perspective, it's still getting the right result, from the main audience, essentially.
For
overall.
sure,
which means we're still getting it. It means.
But it's. I'm only worried if it goes down the exact same path we've already had and focusing on the wrong things for too long a period of time. Like that episode already has a lot of ground to cover, so especially if I guarantee they're going to spend too much time with who and his not Voldemort and his and
fucking Ralph Fiennes turns up
with no nose. With no nose.
You sounded like Tom Nook from Animal Crossing then.
Break your fucking kneecaps if you don't give me my turnips. That's not the currency. What's the current? Turnips are the ones we.
There's something
get up at
with
the crack of dawn.
Yeah, there's something
with
turnips in there.
Every second Sunday in real time, you had to get up at the crack of fucking dawn and be like, "Would you like a turnip?" I don't want a turnip at the best of times. Anyway, Animal Crossing aside.
Yeah, that's the wrong console selling IP.
Yes.
Imagine if they made a HBO show with that.
What, just a raccoon beating the absolute shit out of people to get his money back? I'd watch it.
So did I. Yeah. I mean, I think you've described Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is Guardians of the Galaxy an Animal Crossing adaptation?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, because there's a thing in there. There's like a turnip or something that isn't ripe.
It's not a turnip, but yeah.
Same fucking thing.
Oh dear. Yeah, you know my concerns for episode. I can't really talk about them without spoilers. But yeah, I thought this episode was great. I want to watch the rest of it. Why is it weekly? Just give it to us. Just give us this show. I am at the end gonna binge it as well. I'm gonna binge it again and see if that kind of changes my.
I might do that.
Outlook on some of the rest of the episodes.
I thought about doing that, but I'm gonna have to find 10 hours to do that.
Yeah, I am sad and alone. That's fine. Give me a day. What was it? It was a couple like a month or so ago. I accidentally watched an entire season of something in a day. What was it?
I know you accidentally watched Infinity War when you were testing your TV.
Yeah, that's only a couple of hours. It's fine. It's Peacemaker. I watched it a day. I know I did that. But that wasn't the accident. Reacher. I sat down and I was like, I'm going to watch Reacher. And I accidentally just watched all of Reacher. And there's 8 episodes of like an hour long. It was an anime thing, wasn't it? Yeah, I've done that as well. Like, I don't have friends. Other than Chris. And Rich. Rich is here. I hope I'd be sad if I don't make sure that Rich is here. Coming up on the channel
Oh.
tomorrow, is there a gaming stream given the things for tomorrow? Rich, is there a gaming stream? Is there a gaming potentially a gaming stream from Rich next Saturday? Fuck me.
Saturday coming.
Saturday coming. Thank you. Rich and I will be doing a remote episode of Admit One for Ant-Man 1. I feel that needs to be clarified.
Yes, it does. It's a very confusing week.
Not Quantumania. Doing Ant-Man 1 to continue our MCU rewatch. I think, given when we would actually have an opportunity to do it, we're just doing Quantumania when we get to it.
I think we're going to have to, because it's going to be...
It's going to be like 2 or 3 weeks by the time we even get a chance to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be a week and a half at least before we have a chance to... Before I'm going to have an opportunity to be able to do it. I mean, I've seen the film, but...
Yeah, I know, but then there's... Yeah, just getting a chance to do the show. Obviously. I'm stealing Daddy for many an episode over the next few weeks, so I can't be then go and watch this movie. You probably don't give a flying fuck about. So
and would have to pay for.
And would have to pay for.
Through the fucking nose for as well, because cinemas are obnoxious. There was like 5 people in our screening.
That doesn't surprise me though. The standard screening, the amount of standard screenings I've been to, that's been like me and the person I've gone with, and a couple of other people. On like release days of movies as well. It's like it doesn't surprise me. People go for because they know they're going to be paying through the nose anyway.
People pay a little bit more to get the best quality. And again, as I keep saying, especially with fucking Marvel stuff, where we're going to get it in a fucking really high quality in 2 months anyway.
Well, no, I just mean like people do pay for IMAX.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, like, people are not interested in paying money to see it in a lower quality that they're going to get it for free in 2 months for anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like
I don't think most people care about that, but they just go down.
I think there are a lot of people that do. You're right, most, but a lot of people do.
Yeah. Quite a lot
I
of
do.
people.
I only went because I was able to get him for free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't have gone otherwise. I would have just waited.
That's fair.
I wouldn't have rushed.
Yeah, that's fair. But like,
and as Hannah pointed out, everyone was watching Avatar instead.
See, I don't know where Avatar. The Cineworld only ever played one movie in IMAX at a time, and that's Ant-Man at the moment. So who the fuck is going to watch Avatar and not IMAX?
Apparently everyone, because Avatar is like fucking massive. Even though I don't know anyone that's seen it.
I don't know a single person.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't even know a single person who has a family member.
Yeah, no, it makes no sense to me. I honestly don't know anyone that has seen Avatar at all. I've not heard of anyone that's seen it.
I don't even see tweets about it. I don't see anything. It's complete radio silence on the 3rd biggest movie of all time.
Any fucking sense whatsoever.
It's popular. Well, no, it's successful. It's not popular.
Yeah,
right?
that's the difference. Like, imagine, like, clearly people went to see it, even if I don't know who they are, and then went...
Well, think of it. Name a brand of bin bag.
Asda Zone.
That's cheating, because that's a brand of supermarket.
Your mum's a brand of supermarket.
We should probably make a supermarket called Your Mum. It'll probably be all right. Where are you going, Your Mum's? See, just.
My mum used to work in a supermarket. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to stack some shelves.
Yeah, and as Hannah says, everyone was talking about Infinity War. And
Even people are talking about Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah, I know. But there's nothing going on about Avatar. The only few tweets I saw were like release day and the day after. Yeah. People going, this wasn't very good. Mm-hmm. End of. And it's like, so my point of bin bags was obviously those companies are incredibly fucking successful. No one knows who they are. They just go, oh yeah, this is the stuff I put my rubbish in. Cool, we need that. They're incredibly successful. They're not popular. Mm-hmm. They're not Kit Kats. Oh. I had a blueberry muffin Kit Kat the other day.
Oh. What was muffin about it?
I don't know.
Sure, it was a blueberry Kit Kat. What made it a blueberry muffin Kit Kat, not just a blueberry? That's weird to me.
The packet made it a
blueberry
muffin.
I mean, like people, like these companies do this shit. They give them obnoxious flavors.
Yeah,
it happens all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's like, just fucking call it a blueberry.
But there is a difference in flavor between blueberry and blueberry muffin.
Vanilla, which I think would be in Kit Kat anyway.
Probably not.
Yeah, I reckon the wafer's got vanilla in it.
I mean, it's just wafer, isn't it?
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure would have vanilla in it. I think a wafer would have vanilla in it.
Do they?
I think so.
Plain wafers taste like shit.
Vanilla tastes like shit when it's plain. Have you had just vanilla essence? Fucking
you would die.
Awful. Awful. Because it's real bitter. Vanilla is bitter as fuck.
Everyone was talking about Avatar 1 and True, but that was because it was new. This is a movie
And it was like one of the first like proper 3D films and stuff.
It was impressive technologically.
Yeah.
And sure, the effects of Avatar 2 were probably quite good, but no one gives a shit about that anymore. Because...
everything's quite good now.
Everything's quite standout. It becomes more of a conversation
When it's bad,
shit,
yeah.
Which is why obviously people bring up some of the Marvel stuff because there have been loads of things of like people who have been doing CGI on Marvel movies just coming out and bitching.
Yep.
I'm like, leave then. Leave. If you don't like it, leave. There are people who would murder their nan for your job.
Yep.
So just fucking leave if you don't like the way it's.
I feel that way a lot.
Yeah, well, yes. But it just really irks me. Like, you probably got paid a shit ton. Like, what do you actually care if they? Well, oh well. I feel like that all the time. Where is it? Something else made me feel like that. Oh, game developers pissing off, moaning about crunch. Then leave. You're not in prison. Leave. Like, if you really don't like it, everything has crunch. Everything has crunch. Be a retail worker in Christmas. It has fucking crunch. Shut the fuck up, you arrogant, ignorant pig. Anyway, fucking Christ. Before I go on a tangent about how we need some form of genocide, mass euthanasia and all that nonsense. Bye. I've done the coming up on the channel bit.
All right, bye then.
We still haven't fixed the blackout button.
No, I probably won't for a while.